Hi, everybody, and welcome to Traveling with Russell, and welcome to a new live stream. Yes, it's Sunday night here in Moscow, Russia. It's just about 9 p.m., 8:57, 8:58. It just ticked over to 8:58 p.m. here in Moscow. And as very typical and very unscheduled as I am, I thought I'd do a live stream tonight, sitting, of course, in my usual spot in my Moscow kitchen. So if anybody happens to kind of come in and join me and wants to chat, that would be kind of neat. I thought I'd just talk about a few things going on at the moment. I guess we all know things are going on in the world, which, that's just a part of life. I'm just going to be kind of a little bit blunt about it because, I don't really discuss things like that here on this channel. I'm sure especially if you're a subscriber to the channel, you'll know that I don't kind of bring up any kind of great detail about this. I'm just wondering if anybody saw the community post that I did today. I met up with Konstantin from the Inside Russia channel. If anybody maybe has followed my channel because of him, we met up today and went out for lunch. We had a nice, long chat about everything and everything. And it was kind of neat. We went to two different shopping centers. We actually live quite close to the first place that we went to Solaris Shopping Center. That probably doesn't mean anything. That's the name of the shopping center we went to. It's at the metro station Salarevo. And it's actually kind of quite close to both our houses. So where he lives and where I live around about 15 minutes from his house, maybe 20 minutes. I kind of basically just took the bus to where he lives. Then he picked me up from there and we had a nice afternoon. It was very relaxed, I guess, chilled out and relaxed. We drove to a different shopping center for a bit of a walk around just to see how it was and how busy it was, because it's sometimes hard to kind of get a bit of a judge of how busy places are. So I figured, being Sunday, it was kind of worth going to a second place to kind of check out. So yeah, I see a couple of people live here in the chat. So how's it going? If anyone wants to post any comments, it would be very helpful just to know that you're here. You can just put words or hello or one or hi or something. Yeah, I again didn't schedule this, so I don't expect big numbers of people here in the live stream. Yeah, I haven't been posting any new videos essentially this week. I'm going to get back to starting to do some new recordings tomorrow. I've got a couple of different videos that I'm going to plan to do depending on how the weather is. Basically this afternoon and evening it's been raining. Pretty much when we were driving home from the shopping center, Konstantin and I, it just started bucketing down with rain. And then the whole drive home back to my place, he dropped me off where I live. So it was basically just pouring down with rain. So, and it's kind of just been drizzly. Drizzly? Do you guys call it drizzling when it rains just like a little bit? It's kind of just been drizzling now all kind of afternoon and evening. And just being 9 o'clock here, it's just starting to get dark here with springtime going into summer, into the full summer. You kind of get longer days, especially longer. The light gets brighter. I guess it does. The light gets brighter in the morning much earlier, and then it basically doesn't get dark till like now, just about 9 o'clock, 8:30 p.m. Starts getting dark where you can't be really outside. So I'm going to go tomorrow and film a couple of different videos at a couple of different places. I'm not too sure where yet. I didn't film anything today with Konstantin. I did actually take my camera. I did actually kind of set it up. And literally that one photo that we posted of he and I we were just buying a drink there. That is the only photo that I took and the only video that I took for the whole day. So when I'm meeting other people, particularly other, like I guess YouTubers or friends, I'm not big on filming with other people around, even with my wife's with me. I like to kind of film things on my own. I've got my own kind of rhythm about how I record things. So I feel it's a little bit strange sometimes when there's other people. Actually, Constantine did make a video, so I'm pretty sure he won't have it out for a couple of days. It'll be kind of interesting because I kind of do appear in the video, so I don't know how he'll introduce me or how he's going to film around it. So it was actually really interesting to see him make a video and how he goes about making them. I don't tend to edit too much of my videos, so I tend to just speak and kind of just keep talking constantly, and there's very little editing of what I do, and there's very little refilming of things. Whereas he did quite a few takes on a few different scenes that he filmed. Sorry, I'm just looking out the window here. I can see literally the road downstairs. If anyone might follow the community tab, I did put a question in about what level is my apartment. And I'm on level 10, of course, if anyone knows that from other videos. And I've got a very nice view here of the town where we live. I think it's a nice view. My wife wonders why I'm always staring out the window when I'm in here in the kitchen, but it's just a nice sort of view. Vladimir, how's it going? Vladimir Ivanov. Sorry if I got your last name wrong, but Vlad, that's a nice, easy first name to remember. Very popular name in Russia, of course. There's, I think, all of Russia's men only have about 7 different names. So yeah, pleased to see you here in the live stream. Hopefully we get a few people here. I plan to do, I think, either 1 hour or 2 hours. We'll see how we go after 1 hour. If there's a few more people chatting, then it'll be kind of neat. Guess one good piece of news this week, which was kind of one day last week. Now we're just at the end of the weekend. I've now got a Russian bank account. I now have a SberBank, SBER bank. It's one of the, I think it's the biggest Russian bank in terms of, you know, what the average population of Russia has as a bank account. So I've now got a bank account and an ATM card, and I've set up the app on my phone. I guess I could show it. Well, not really show it, but I guess I could. That's. Oh, I don't know how that's going to. It always reflects a lot. That's always a bit of a shame. But that's. I guess that's the app opening. Oh no! You have to do it like that, and that's the PIN number thing that you can log into the online banking. So I essentially, while I've been living here, prior to 3 months ago, I guess we're kind of at now almost 3 months in another 10 days or 9 days. So 11 weeks ago, my card, basically my Australian bank cards and ATM cards stopped working entirely. So I've not been able to use card payment. So anywhere I go, like today when I bought a drink or lunch or, you know, going to the supermarket or the shop, I have to basically pay cash for everything because I don't have a way to use my own Australian cards, which is making it very difficult here to do simple things. The sanctions, I guess, the sanctions in terms of what's affecting me is the banking industry and the cutting off of SWIFT, which is kind of the transfer system of money, and then the use of, I guess, Visa, MasterCard, American Express. All of these are basically being cut off for use. So essentially, if somebody did comment on one of the videos about where I did the $1 100 ruble challenge video, there is the card payment or tap and go payment system. That's everywhere in Russia. Even on the catching a public bus, you can pay with card. And they work only for Russian issued cards. So if you've got a Russian credit card, Russian, I guess, ATM card or Russian bank account in some form, that's the only way you can use a Visa payment. Actually, the card I've got is what's called Visa debit card. I had a choice of Visa or MasterCard. I just chose Visa. I don't know why, but the lady at the SberBank, that's what she suggested I get. So Oh, there's a few people here. So I see 21 people. That's really neat. Thanks everybody for joining. And I see 6 likes. Likes are always nice on videos as well. So I really should make a kind of a schedule of, I know I keep talking about this every time I do live streams, but I should kind of make a schedule and keep the schedule and try to kind of keep it up. I've been very, I guess, lazy in the last 3 or 4 days. I haven't filmed or uploaded a new video. I did go, I feel like it was 4 or 5 days ago now, I went into Moscow and I filmed the walk around of going to look at the Occitan stores. Actually, that was a really nice day in Moscow when I went there. There was a ton of people around in Moscow center, around where the Red Square and the Kremlin was, Tverskaya Street, Nikolskaya Street, and the children's shopping center, children's shopping mall, I think it's called. I don't know. Central Children's Arcade, I think it's called, something like that. So yeah, because it was such nice weather, when I got home, I was telling my wife, I'm like, wow, there was a ton of people in Moscow. She's like, it's nice weather outside. Actually, that day I didn't go out with a jacket on either because it was nice and kind of, I don't know, I think it was like 15, 17 degrees that day. So nice weather kind of brings out the crowds, I guess, to even just walking around. I mean, not necessarily going shopping and specific, I don't think a lot of people really go to Moscow center just to go shopping. There is virtually no supermarkets around where the Kremlin is, especially in Red Square. Within about 3 or 4 blocks, you'd battle to find somewhere to buy food, like at a supermarket. There is a couple of them kind of hidden away, but the average person walking around that 2 or 3 kilometer kind of area of central Moscow there's not really supermarkets, so people wouldn't go shopping, if you like. A lot of people just go for walks, and it's nice and, get some fresh air, as they kind of say. Yeah, that was, I think, 4 days ago or 5 days ago now. And then I kind of put off making a video. Yesterday, we went to a friend's wake, or like, I guess you call them a wake. I'm not sure. There's a certain name for it in Russia. Vladimir, maybe you can help me. When somebody passes away, there's a name for it when you have like a kind of a gathering of friends and you have some food and drinks and you talk about the old times of the person that maybe passed away. But a friend invited us to her mother's wake, and it was kind of very nice to be there and very poignant. And although I didn't meet her mother, I feel like I know her very well from a lot of conversations with our friend, and a lot of people that were there yesterday were people that we know. And her relatives, one came from another city in Russia. So it was kind of interesting. Interesting, I guess, not really to say interesting, but it's just nice to sort of sit around the table. There was a lot of food. We had a shashlik barbecue. Yeah, there was, I think, enough food. There was about 35 people there, but I reckon there was enough food for about 100, I think. There was a lot left over, but that's very typical. I'm sure, Vladimir, you know that, or whoever, anybody other Russians that are here in the chat will probably know that it's very normal to overdo it when you have an event, even if it's, something of a celebration or not. So yeah, that was yesterday. So that kind of ruled out yesterday as a day to go filming, but I was completely okay with that. We went basically after lunch there till late evening. Yeah. Has the tour? Oh, there we go. Janice Lurian. Yeah, I'll definitely answer questions. If anyone posts any questions, I do find it easier to answer questions from people's comments. Now, this is kind of interesting. Has the tourism business shut down there? If I look at going into Red Square, which is what I do a lot because I find it easy to get in the train into the center of Moscow. Actually, now it's sort of coming into springtime. It's definitely the end of winter. There's no more snow. It's basically, nice days every day of the week here. Okay, today a bit rainy, but Those red, the red double-decker buses, they have them in London. They have them in New York. I know they have it in here in Moscow. That's running around, where you can do the tourist buses, and that you go on like a loop of the city, and you can get on or off if you want to. And there's like an audio commentary. They're running. I saw them going around. In terms of tourism, I of the places where I go, where I walk around a lot, there isn't as much. I was used to seeing a lot more Chinese tourists. That seems to be a very popular trip from, I guess, from China over to Russia, and to come to maybe Moscow, Sochi, Kazan, and go to different places. There's a lot of, in terms of tourism, there's a lot of Russian tourism. So there's people that are coming from other cities and traveling to other cities. So, a lot of people are doing basically holidays internally in Russia, especially now that there's not as many external flights. So there's not as many international airlines traveling to or from Russia. You can still travel through Europe if you went on Turkish Airlines, Air Serbia, if you want to go through Serbia. But Turkish Airlines, you'd go through Istanbul and then connect onto other European cities. You can fly to Egypt from here. You can also fly through Asia with Etihad. Sorry, not Etihad. Well, I'm pretty sure Etihad, but for sure Emirates and Qatar Airways is flying as well. I'd say the tourism industry is struggling in terms of international tourists visiting Russia, in terms of Moscow, especially, that I know. In terms of people attending things like museums and events that they host here in Moscow, they're still very well populated because there's a large population here. So if they host events, then there's still a lot of people go to things. There's 15 to 18 million people in Moscow and Moscow region. So, you'll get a lot of Russians that go on tour guided trips, if you like, or there's a lot of history tours that you can do on, especially in Moscow, and, to churches, to museums, to buildings, even just what called walking tours. So you can do different types of walking tours that take in different aspects of Russian history. So I'd say it's struggling. I'm definitely probably seeing less foreign tourists. I'd probably go to Moscow about every second or third day, especially when I go to film videos. So, I do look around. I do kind of keep my ear open to listening to people speaking other languages. You don't hear it as much as what you used to hear it, I guess. Rovex HD, like your channel, keep up the good work. Thank you. That's very nice. If you could delve into more cultural aspects of Russia, the ballet or Russian circus, that'd be awesome. Yeah, getting tickets for the Bolshoi ballet is not really that easy. You can get them. They're not cheap. Like, the tickets generally aren't cheap. You have to have a little bit of luck if you want to get cheaper tickets to the Bolshoi ballet. These kind of places don't really like you filming because of, probably maybe because of copyright and things like that. Bolshoi particularly, you've got to, dress up nice. You've got to act, normal and normal and professional, if that's the right word. So the circus I've not been to here, and my wife and I keep talking about it quite a few times. There's a couple of different Russian circuses that you can go to. I think one's like the Moscow circus and one's another Russian circus. So we probably should go to that. We've talked about it I don't know how many times, and we just never end up I'm just going to sit up. Sorry, guys. Might just move the camera and the microphone up a little bit. I was every time I do this, I tend to sit super forward on my chair, and then after a while, I've got like a stiff neck and back and shoulder. So I thought I'd sit super comfy in my chair here, and it's too comfy. So Yeah, I should really film a video at the circus. One thing I wanted to try to do today, and then obviously we planned going. Constantine and I met up, so we didn't. I didn't do it, but they had some car racing in Moscow region over in Vidno. I guess maybe I just saw Roman here in the chat, and I tend to. I'm very silly like this. I kind of tend to look up things like yesterday, like last night. That happens today. And I kind of end up being a day late and $1 short to all these events. Like that one today, I could have got out there because I know where it was and I can easily catch a bus and a train to get there. And I know it's car racing, but it's just to go see an event in Russia. You know what I mean? So, Rovan, I'll try my best to try to get to the circus at some point. I just need to convince my wife to come out more. Where we live here, we're kind of very happy and comfortable, and we're about 45 minutes from Moscow center, and we enjoy the town where we live. We don't go out very much, you know what I mean? We go and do things when we want to, but we're more than happy where we live, and you know what I mean? You don't have to go to Moscow every day, but I mean, every second or probably every third day, I guess I go to Moscow or somewhere in Moscow region. Even if it's to the shopping center or where we went today when I went with Constantine, you know, he went in his car today, so that was really nice. So, Roman, how's it going? Yeah, I'm doing well, thanks. I'm actually kind of feeling a bit better. I was all kind of down in the dumps the last couple of days because I didn't film new videos, I didn't upload anything. And my plan was to try to put a new video about every 3 days onto the channel. You know, it may seem a bit too much, but I guess I can keep up with that if I keep filming things. And then I've kind of not done anything for 4 or 5 days. And then going out today with Constantine kind of reinvigorated me and got me back to wanting to make videos. And we talked about it a fair bit about YouTube and how it affects you, and you know, how it kind of just a little bit dominates your life, especially if it's something that you've kind of putting your heart and soul into doing and producing the content, filming. Look, I'm not a professional in terms of filming and editing and things like that, but I put an effort into doing it and to, you know, coming up with ideas of what to film. So I'm doing good. Yeah, it's a little bit raining. I think it's maybe stopped raining. It was raining in the afternoon and then early, you know, up until about an hour ago. So I'm good. I've just closed the window here in the kitchen. It's starting to warm up a little bit. If for anyone that's outside of Russia, so we have what's called central heating here. A lot of Europeans would know this. And our apartment now that it's the end of winter, they've switched off our central heating, which is very normal in apartment buildings. Depending on where you live, they switch it off at a certain date because they consider it's kind of warm enough, but it's not really warm enough. But we're sitting on 24 degrees here in the kitchen. Normally with central heating, it's about 26, 27. So I know only 2 or 3 degrees isn't a lot. The time is wrong on this, so don't use the time as a judge, but 9:21 p.m. And then outside, there's a sensor on the balcony window, and it shows that it's 9.4 degrees. Actually, my computer temperature, you guys have used a computer, it says it's 10 Celsius. So that's Celsius, by the way. So yeah, it's a little bit cooler in here. Typically when we're doing cooking, like we made pasta earlier, we open the window just to get some fresh air through the kitchen. You know, then once you close the windows, because they're double glazed windows here, they're basically plastic windows, they're plastic frames, but it's double glazing glass. So it's 2 sheets of glass about, I don't know, half an inch apart. It basically seals the weather outside. So it's, you know, even when it's like -10 or -20, and then the warmth of how warm it is in the kitchen here, you don't notice. I can be in shorts even in full winter inside, but now that the central heating's gone off, it's a little bit cooler in here. A lot of people have underfloor heating. We have underfloor heating only in our bathroom here. Some people have it in their house, like in the lounge or the kitchen. or lounge bedroom, depending on how you describe the apartments. So yeah, 16 likes. Thanks. Sorry, I'm just looking over here at, well, the actual screen's here, but I've got to look over here. So we're on 17 likes. Magically, it went up one. So thank you. Yeah, Roman, we'll have to arrange to meet up somehow. I don't know if you're into any kind of sport or anything like that. So just let me know if we could maybe try to go to an event or something going on, or even if we just meet in Moscow Center somewhere. I'm not sure which part of Moscow you live in. So I think Roman, right? Roman, was it you and I that we were going to try to arrange to meet up somehow? I think so. Let me not get confused here. So yeah, and then last weekend, which was over the 9th of May, so they have Victory Day here in Russia. Last weekend, we went to a regional area in Moscow, which is part of what they call the Golden Ring. We went to Zuzdal. It's actually, sometimes they call it Zuzdal and Vladimir, but we went to Zuzdal. We went with a couple of friends, my wife's friend and husband. We went there for 3 days, so 2 nights, 3 days. They arranged an apartment where we stayed at. Rather than staying in a hotel, we got an apartment, basically kind of quite similar to where we live here. Probably, I kind of worked it out. I think it was a little bit smaller, the place we stayed in, but it had smaller separated rooms. So the kitchen was considerably smaller than this, but it had like an extra bedroom, and then they had another bed in the lounge room. So, but Zuzdal is very nice. It's kind of like the city of churches. They've got a lot of old churches. They've actually got a Kremlin, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, and I got it, maybe I got the information wrong, but it was the first Kremlin before they built the second Kremlin in Moscow. And then there's some churches there that date back to like 1100, 1200 year 1200 and 1100. And it was just insane how old some of the places were there. And there's a lot of reconstruction and where they're basically fixing them up and bringing them back to their original looks. But it's very nice. Zuzdal is 100% tourism. Actually, talking about tourism, Janice, I'll tell you for sure that the going to Zuzdal, that is purely tourism town. And especially we went there over that May holiday. So there's about a 10-day period where there's 2 holidays kind of crammed together, where they're non-working days. And there was a lot of tourists in Zuzdal for them 2 days or 3 days that we were there. Not so much in Vladimir. Vladimir is a bit more of a working kind of city. But in Zuzdal, for sure, the markets, they had a lot of street markets where they had, essentially it was all tourist market stuff and knickknacks and, I don't know, T-shirts and keychains and magnets and all Russian kind of things. It's a lot of different kind of jams and honeys and not really fruit and vegetables, but homemade cheeses. A lot of cheese places. My wife and her friend loved it. They were trying food all over the place. So it was a very neat place to go to for the 3 days. It's about, from Moscow where we went, it was just about a 4-hour drive, but there's quite a bit of traffic. It seemed like everybody was driving to Zuzdal. And then on the way home, everybody was driving home from Zuzdal because that was pretty much the exact time of the holiday. But the actual road, I'm going to say it goes or keeps on going to Nizhny Novgorod, which is a bit further along that same highway. So I think if I'm getting any of these words wrong, Vladimir, Roman, let me know. Good evening from Shimshon, Israel. Wow. And you have very interesting acrylic. Is it acrylic, the lettering of your name? So that's pretty neat. How's it going? Yeah, greetings from Moscow, Russia. One thing I'll talk about today when I met with Vladimir, with Konstantin was he said to me, like when he was filming a bit of his video and I was in the video with him, he said, just be yourself. And I said, it's difficult because, I'm always positive, I'm always happy, I'm always friendly. And, he's going through quite a lot of different things at the moment with work, with living in Russia. And, he's Russian, of course, but, and I said to him, I said, there's not lots of things that are directly affecting me. The sanctions, okay, the money situation does affect me 1,000%. Not having access to my bank accounts and taking money and spending money. So, and I said to him, I said, I'm going to like laugh and joke and smile. And I don't know if he'll end up putting it in there. There was a little part when we were in the supermarket where they had like the summer holiday section in the supermarket where they've got like barbecue equipment and tables and chairs for outdoor settings. And we sat down there at this outdoor setting for maybe, how long did we sit there? For maybe 10, 15 minutes. And they'd set these tables up with some beer glasses and some kegs of beer to give you an example of what it would look like. I should have took a photo because it was very funny at the time. And then he's like, oh, let me just turn around and film it. And we actually picked up the empty beer glasses and cheersed each other. And we kind of I think we laughed about 5 minutes afterwards because it was just funny. And then one of the ladies at work there walked past and said something to Konstantin in Russian. I'm really sure she's like, oh, maybe you're comfy sitting there having a beer. We weren't drinking. They were on display, these kegs. So it was exactly how I am now is how I was chatting with Konstantin for most of the day today, because he's always very surprised about how upbeat I am about everything, and how, there's nothing that really worries me, and there is things that worry me, but I probably don't bring it out enough and don't share it enough, so. Wow. Good, Leo. Good evening, Russell. Writing from the lower Himalayas. Oh, good, Leo. I saw some of your comments, and thank you very much. I've not replied to a lot of comments to catch up a little bit in the last 2 or 3 days. I think this is my kind of break from YouTube that I've had for a few days, and now I'm kind of reinvigorated to get back to filming videos and uploading them more often. But yeah, I was curious where you're from. So writing from the lower Himalayas. Wow. The very famous Australian, I guess you probably know who that is, Sir Edmund Hillary. And Tenzing Norgay was the one that climbed Mount Everest way back when. That's our Australian connection. And then also the eye doctor. He did a lot of work in Eritrea. I don't remember his name now. There was a famous Australian eye doctor that did a lot of work in and around your area. So yeah, when I saw your name, I have a very good friend who's named Leo also. Actually, his last name is Leo. It's Eddie Leo. And then he's got a brother, Stephen Leo, but he goes by Leo a lot. But Eddie Leo. And every time I saw your name in the comments, I thought maybe it's Leo who's Eddie who's writing the comments. But that's kind of interesting that you're from the Himalayas. Wow, I wonder where everyone else is from in the chat. Yeah, let me know where you're from. That would be interesting. That's a kind of big spread of places. So we got Israel and the Himalayas. Like, this is the power of YouTube, isn't it? I mean, the fact that we can chat to each other or everybody from around the world. I think it's just fascinating that you can sit here in the kitchen here and someone's watching on the other side of the world. We don't have. Oh, there we go. Look, somebody's writing now. Doomsday Tonight. Wow, that's an interesting channel name. Good evening from Austria. No, we don't have any kangaroos. Yeah, a lot of people mix up Austria and Australia a lot. And it's like a common mistake. I'm pretty sure everybody in Austria just gets tired of it. The amount of people that bring up about Austria and Australia. And then even for the lettering. You know how they've got the 3-letter country code, like it's AUT and then AUS. So yeah, it's always like a bit of a confusion, even for sports stars. I think Thomas Muster, the famous tennis player, famous Austrian tennis player. That's the most famous Austrian that I know. Yuru. Ooh, that's very nice name also. Yuru. I wonder if that's Australian. And Zach. Nice, good Leo. Thanks everybody for a few posts in the comments. It's always nice to see that people are listening back to whatever I'm saying. Yeah, the one video I want to film, hopefully I can do it tomorrow. And I've asked my wife for 2 or 3 days in a row. There is a water spout. I don't know how best to describe it. It's called a kolodka. So you guys in Russia who might be watching the channel, watching this, just let me know in the comments. A kolodka. So basically it's a water well that comes out of the ground like a pipe, and it's got I don't know, like a handle on the side, and then the water comes spouting out, and you typically take a plastic water jug and fill up the water in the kolodka. We don't actually use it, but I want to make a video. I know this is going to be you guys are going to be watching this live, so you're going to get a little bit of inside knowledge, but I'm going to go film there this kolodka. Oh, my wife's just wandered in. Do you want to say hello? Zhenya was just sleeping. Now it's 9:30 here, so kolonka. Is it kolonka? The water spout? How do you say it again? Kolonka. Oh, kolonka. Sorry. Yeah, my wife was sleeping there. Well, she was watching a movie. So I thought I'd come and do the live stream while she's in the other room watching a movie and laying down. So, Salin Ilan, how's it going? You're in Moscow. Nice. Oh, now we've got a few people commenting. That's kind of cool. Thank you, everybody. Phoenix, Arizona, land of sand. Land of sand. 11:32 in the morning. 95 degrees here. Sorry, I don't know the conversion. Yeah, 90. Oh, there you go. So Doomsday Tonight. Thanks. Yeah, 95's. Yeah, it's 35 Celsius. Yeah, 100 is normally. Is it 36 point something? Is the 100 degrees? So yeah, that's always anyway. 35 to 38 degrees is warm. So. Phoenix, Arizona. Yeah, I think I've been to the airport there. Is it Sky Garden is the airport? I flew to Colorado to, oh my gosh, where's my friend live? I flew to Denver and she picked me up there, but she lives somewhere else. But I flew from LA to Phoenix to Denver. And just stopped through the airport. A plus Russian is here as well. How's it going? I'm just stopping through for literally a minute. Oh, it's a let me see it again. Kolonka. Yes, you had it right. Yeah, that's what I'm going to go. You had it right, except for the D sound. Kolonka, not kolodka. Kolonka. Thanks. I'm going to go and film a video using it. I don't want to. One thing that I talked about with Constantine today. Sorry, I've got an itchy eyebrow. Was I explained to him about, he knows how I make my videos. He's watched them over the time, and he said, just be yourself and be you and film it how you are and you living here. And actually, part of his video that I made, he wanted me to kind of make some statements and talk about what I see at the shopping center, right? Because I go to the same one quite a lot where we went. And for me to explain in the video what I see versus him explaining it in his way he talks about it, right? So I don't really want to make the video that's where I go get my water from, but I mean, we could go get water from there. Actually, quite interesting. Most of the people that use it, I see them pull up in a car and they pull out their empty kind of like gallon water bottles, like plastic bottles, like recycled bottles, and then they go fill up the jugs of water and then drive off and go somewhere else. So I'm curious. Nobody actually uses that, lives nearby. It's only 2 streets from me where it is. I'm sure there's a lot of them dotted around. I wonder if anybody else who's in Russia here has a kolodka. My wife told me to remember Coca-Cola when I'm thinking of kolodka. So hopefully tomorrow it'll clear up the skies and it won't be rainy, and I'll figure out a way to film it because Jen doesn't want to come along and do it. She's going to go to her doctor, one of her doctors tomorrow. She's going to go for her hair doing. Tomorrow's her like non-working day, so she's got full booking of things to do without me. So I better get on and make some kind of movie. It's wonderful to see you live. I'm in bed post midnight, but not sleepy at all. Privyet to your better half. Oh, thank you, good Leo. Yes, yeah, she did look like she'd just sort of woken up on the other side after having a bit of a snooze. She, if anyone doesn't know or watches the channel, she is a nail technician. And in our apartment block downstairs, she has a small salon where she works. So she had bookings today. That's why I went out and met up with Konstantin. So she had, I think, 3 or 4 bookings today. I'm not sure. Very typically, a lot of her clients like to come on Saturday and Sunday because they're not working. A lot of them would work Monday to Friday. So she tends to have a lot more bookings on the weekends than she has midweek. So tomorrow she's got essentially a non-working day or no bookings. So she's going to go off and do her thing tomorrow and leave me at home. So, and I can go out and do what I like. I can come and go, and we don't worry about it too much to do everything together. So, yeah, wonderful to see you live. Thank you, good Leo. Yeah, very nice of you to say that. Yeah, it's 9:39 here, so we'll see how we go, if we can get to hour 2 or not. Once we pass 1 hour, I'll see if we can go a little bit longer. Yeah, the more people that put some comments, obviously it's a little bit easier to reply back about things. I'll tell you one problem I am having. I know this is completely unrelated, but we've got a never-ending supply of Samsung chargers, but they've got the Australian plug on the end. We have these kind of, looks like the American one, but they're twisted on an angle. So we've got, and I even brought this one with me from home, this travel adapter. We've got all of these Australian ones, and then I don't have the European one without me going to buy a new one, and then I've now got to use these adapters. It's not really a big deal, but basically that goes into there, and then we're back in business. But it's just a bit of a problem that the things that I brought over here, we've got to use these travel adapters. Actually, this one's got a little bit of a crack in it, but it's still doing the trick. When I flew over here this trip, I actually brought the Dyson vacuum with me that we had from Australia when we were living there last year. We were there for a year and a half in Australia, and I packed the Dyson vacuum, the stick vacuum. When I went through check-in, I put it in my carry-on bag. Then I put the accessories in my suitcase. The lady and the guy at the check-in was a little bit kind of suspicious, like it's weird what it is that you've got in your luggage. I'm sure the amount of bags that they open when you go through the airport would be never ending, what sort of interesting things they see and find. But yeah, I brought the Dyson vacuum. Sunshine Coast. Queensland, 4:40 a.m., 23 degrees. What foods do you miss from home, Russell? Yeah. Oh, very sorry too. You're from Queensland, and I saw that the cricketer passed away, and he was living in Queensland, right? one of the Australian cricketers died in a car accident, and I briefly read the news there. It's very sad to hear. Actually, more sad. Okay, unrelated. Most sad is both WA AFL teams lost. So Eagles and Dockers lost on the yesterday or today. They played this morning, my time. So, what foods do I miss from home? I'm going to be very honest, Yuru. Red Rooster, quarter chicken and chips with a wing is my go-to meal a lot, especially when Jen wasn't there and I was living alone. I had a kind of period between when she came to Australia and then flew back to Russia that I lived alone for 2 months, I guess, more than 2 months. And I'm not the best cook, so I relied a lot on takeaway food or mum's cooking. She'd bring around stuff and leave it at the apartment, and then I'd have to just warm it up and meat soups and shepherd's pies. What else do I miss? Tim Tams, chocolate. Yeah, just chocolate biscuits. We can get a lot of chocolate here, like especially European milk chocolate. I'm going to say is much tastier than Cadbury's Australian chocolate from Tasmania. So I don't miss Cadbury's. A bag of Maltesers, I probably would say I miss. You can buy Maltesers here, and I think they're from Belarus or somewhere like that. And Maltesers I miss. I know it's like not really ideal foods to miss. My mum's roast dinner. Actually, my wife will tell you that as well. My mum makes a good roast dinner, Sunday roast. Actually, mum will cook it any day during the week. She doesn't need a Sunday just to cook a Sunday roast. But and my wife got into eating them, and it's kind of surprising my wife, misses that. When you ask her what she misses about Australia, that's one of the things she mentions is the roast dinner. So that was kind of interesting. I definitely miss that, going around there, and then mum puts the way she does the roast. She puts everything like in like containers on the kitchen table, like on the kitchen counter, and then you basically help yourself buffet style, and then sit down and have your roast. Then you can go back for seconds, and there's a big kind of jug of proper brown gravy, Bisto gravy, on the table as well. So. Actually, yesterday going to this wake, our friend's wake, they did the barbecue, the pork. I think it was pork and beef. I think I definitely had a lot of pork, but it's called shashlik. So it's basically meat on metal skewers, like big cubes of meat that they put through the metal skewers, and then you can put it on top of the barbecue. Like you kind of have to see the photos of it, how it's done, but the one they've got is a traditional one where it gets put in a barbecue facing downwards, and then it gets heated in this like a clay. I guess it's a clay pot. I guess I should really make that as a video, shouldn't I? Having a shashlik at somebody's house. I think it's pretty much any Russian person's. There's very few people who say they don't like shashlik. I think even ladies, men, anybody. What foods do I miss? That's about it. I think Tim Tams, roast chicken. That's about it. I don't miss things like, honestly, truly, I don't really eat things like Burger King at home, Hungry Jack's at home, McDonald's. I don't think I even went once to McDonald's when I was at home. Maybe I went for ice cream, like the chocolate sundae. I think that's the only time I went to McDonald's. In terms of all the things that I miss. Yeah, and Andrew Simons, thank you, Simmons. I'm really Simons. Yeah, it was actually the story I read about the news didn't really talk about the car accident, talked more about his playing history and how he basically kind of, I guess, left cricket because of a bit of a controversy and an incident with the Indian cricket team. Yeah, he was brilliant for the sport. I mean, we have a lot of characters. We always call them characters, not really sports stars as such. And they really what make the game. So, yeah, Can Americans travel to Russia at the moment? Yes, you can. Yeah, there's no stopping you coming to Russia. You basically just need to go through the same procedure to get a visa. So you need to either get some kind of a visitor's visa, tourist visa, I guess you can call it, via an invite. You essentially have to be invited to come to Russia. If you're going to go through like a travel agent or some sort of a holiday booking where you book a hotel and flight, you essentially can get the invitation letter via a hotel, or a travel agent can get that invite letter for you. You can also Google it, the invitation letters, and you pay a third-party company to produce a letter for you. Yeah, the one that I've entered the country on previously was a business visa, because it gives you basically what's called multiple entry, so I can fly in and out. And I think the one I was getting was valid for a year at a time. But typically it's a 30-day tourist visa that you get. Now I've actually got my Russian residency. I don't think I've made a video since. I got that 2 weeks ago now. I've got officially there's two different visas in my passport. So one's a handwritten stamp where they physically ink stamped it and then handwritten everything. And then the second one is actually a sticker visa that's stickered into the passport pages. So yeah, but there's no reason, no stopping you coming. The one thing that I'd probably definitely say, if you do come, don't especially if you're American, don't be over exuberant about being American. There's obviously a little bit of sentiment of the fact that America is heavily supporting the next country across from Russia here. And they're spending, I think it's something like $40 billion he's pledged now to help them. And there's obviously that sentiment of, certain countries helping other countries. I know that the embassy in Kiev, I want to say Kiev, was going to be reopening. I know that I believe that the Moscow American embassy isn't open. So for a Russian to get a visa to go to America, they have to go to Poland or to Georgia or to, I think, Kazakhstan or Armenia, one of these places, to go to the embassy in another country. So the visa back to America is not so easy to get. So, yep, definitely come. I mean, if you want to come, I guess. I mean, that's a personal thing. So, good Leo, have you experienced a visit to a banya or traditional version of a spa? Actually, our friend's house who we went to yesterday, she has a banya. Yesterday she didn't use it, but I've used it a couple of times. Basically a sauna or steam room, I guess, is the better word to use. I don't really personally like them. I know it's a big popular thing to do in Russia. My wife loves going especially to our friend's name is Tanya, to Tanya's Banya, and she kind of likes the fact that we call it Tanya Banya. And actually a lot of friends that go around there go for like some food and go for a banya. Now with the weather warming up, it's probably not as practical as it is in wintertime because of the weather and temperature difference. I don't really like them. I've done it a few times and I just can't get into using them. Even when I was working on the cruise ships have steam rooms and saunas, and I'm not the kind of person that likes to sit in them personally. I know there's a lot of health benefits to it, and to sweat out, the body and then go into the cold water and back inside. Good Leo, I'll give you an interesting tidbit. My wife, prior to now working in the salon she was working in Moscow's center at Sanduny, which is probably Moscow's most famous banya or bathhouse, I guess, in all of Moscow. I don't know if it's in all of Russia, but it's very, very, very famous banya. And she was working there for quite a lot of years. And our friend who we went away with last weekend still works there. Yeah, it's a beautiful place, that Banya. I've been there I've been there a lot when my wife was working there, but not using it. But they have open days where family and friends can come, and it's very, very nice place to go in and walk around. And they've got like a men's section and a ladies section. It's very prim and proper. Well, you should definitely arrange. We should definitely arrange a meeting about sports. There is an English bar in the city centre, traditionally occupied by Man U fans. Last EPL tour will be next Sunday at 6 p.m. Oh, there's a match next Sunday. Ooh, like on TV, I guess, right? What's the name of this bar, by the way? I guess I'll have to Google it and look it up. Roman, let me know. Yeah, if that's something that you're interested in, we could meet up and go to that. That's no problems at all. If you wanted to, go for a beer and watch some football on TV. One thing, when I was at home in Australia, we go around to my sister's house a lot. Her husband and sons love watching the football. They've got an outdoor patio and they've got a TV outside. And then they've got the surround speakers running, so you could easily go watch the football outside under the patio at their house. So short of going to the football, it was easier to go around to my sister's last name's Flower. So we go around to the Flower house and watch sport there. That's one thing I miss about Australia, is popping around to their place and watching sport and just sitting around and talking about sport. Oh, Bobby Dazzlers. Okay. That's a very English name for a place. I'll have to look it up because I've seen a few different like Irish pubs, but I've never actually kind of been inside to have a look how Irish they are. When I filmed that video going to L'Occitan stores, if you might have noticed, if you did watch it, there's the bit where you walk down Nikolskaya Street towards the away from the Red Kremlin. And then on the right-hand side towards the end, there's a red-looking shopping center. And there was a McDonald's in there downstairs. It's closed. And then the L'Occitan was closed and boarded up almost. But inside there's a very nice food court and kind of eateries. And I noticed when I went up on the second level, there was an Irish pub in there. And I should have gone in to have a look. But I'll have to look up this Bobby Dazzlers. I wonder is that maybe at Kuznetsky Mosque or Lubyanka station? I know there's a couple of different pubs there as well. So that'd be pretty neat if there's some English expats in Moscow. When I went walking, would probably be about 2 months ago now, I've been a couple of times. But if you walk by the British Embassy in Moscow, they've got a statue there to Sherlock Holmes at the embassy. Yeah, it's near Lubyanka. I wonder if it's the same pub that I've walked by, but I've never noticed the name of it, Bobby Dazzlers. Yeah, okay. I'll have to look that up now and see if maybe there's an event on Facebook or on their website and things like that. Oh, about 1 kilometer. Okay, yeah, I've got a bit of a delay on my chat here. About 1 kilometer near Lubyanka. Well, I wonder if I know. Maybe I know it, and I just don't know that place particularly. So very interesting. Yeah, thanks everybody for joining me for the live stream. We will keep talking for a little bit longer. I guess we've got a few people here, so we got 21 likes. So thank you again for likes. I have had a bit of actually part of the reason I haven't really filmed and posted things in the last week too. I've had a bit of a struggle with the channel because it's been losing subscribers. If anyone follows the channel through the community tab, you know I posted about it a couple of times, and the subscribers have been going down, up, down. So it's like minus 50 one day, plus 30 the next day, minus 20 one day, plus 15 the next day. And I've just been very stressed about it, that I'm doing something wrong in how I've been making the videos or how I've been filming them. And it's kind of that's probably why I haven't really made any videos in the last 4 or 5 or 6 days. So yeah. Faith Ruzat, how's it going? Good to see you. I think I've seen your name before. I'm looking at your little icon here. It's like a shark icon. Thank you, Faith, for saying hello in the live stream. Rashadi Rubin. Thank you, Russell. I have a 3-year, 180-day visa. I have no political interest. Actually looking to get residency of some sort as my fiance is Russian. Thank you for supporting our channel. Oh, Miss. Oh, right. I think have you mentioned this channel to me before, I think. So you've got the 3-year visa. That's nice. So maybe you've got the EVP visa. Or you've got basically the travel visa. I'm not too sure now looking at that. But yeah, if you've got a 3-year visa, yeah, come and go, no worries at all. Yeah, look, it's just a matter of, blending in. I know it's maybe for me, like today when I walked around with my camera, I don't look like I'm blending in, but you know what I mean? When I go walking around Moscow center, I mean, I'm not being exuberant and, waving things around. I'm not wearing clothes that have got big branding on and things like that. I mean, I just sort of just blend in. And that's a big part, I think, sometimes of not, like you say about being not political and things like that, but not voicing your opinion about things. I mean, definitely I don't do that. I know far better than to do that, you know what I mean? Talk about things and yeah, it's nice that you've got the visa, so that's good. Jana says, yeah, a lot of YouTubers complain about that, so know that you're not alone. I don't know how all these numbers work on YouTube. Yeah, there's, I guess it's the algorithm. What's the word they use? Algorithm? Yeah, algorithm of YouTube. I mean, it's incredibly smart how it works. I mean, and how it recommends videos to you or to I when we open our first screen of YouTube on our phone or on our computer. And even when you're not subscribed to channels, it still recommends them. If you've watched them previously and someone's put a new episode, it'll recommend it again, or it'll recommend similar content to content you've watched. And that's the whole reach of YouTube, right? So, a good example is one of the videos that I filmed on this channel it's got over 180,000 views, which is one of the tours of the shopping centers. And then when I filmed that again, okay, different place, different, time and things like that, it's had 5,000 views or 10,000 views. And a lot of, you kind of, it's like head scratching, how is it possible that one gets 180,000 and the next one gets, 4,000, or even now the last couple of videos, 1,000. I mean, I guess with a small channel like mine with 3,200 subscribers, I mean, anytime I can beat the number of subscribers in views, so if I can get more than 3,000 views on any video, it's performing very well. I mean, I should be happy with 1,000 views on the 3,000 subscribers. And I shouldn't really complain. I don't know why, but that's what I do. So I guess that's what's brought me down the last 3 or 4 days of all of this with YouTube. So don't worry about your subscribers. Algorithm did matter sometimes. I'm sure though that your content, that you're creating a niche for yourself. Yeah, that's the thing, right? This is where I'm probably a little bit confused in terms of the niche, because my other channel was about cruise ships, traveling with Russell, sorry, is called I Like Cruise Ships. And that's the channel that I kind of built up over the last quite a lot of years. And I did try putting this Russian content on there, and I just didn't get the views. And a lot of, people unsubscribed or just didn't watch the videos. I don't think unsubscribed, but just didn't watch them. And when I created this separate channel, it kind of just worked, especially from I made the first videos that the whole idea with this channel was not to kind of pitch it to other people, not to recommend it, to, people that were on the cruise channel, because they won't want to watch the content, maybe because it's not about cruise ships, obviously. And the subscribers that have come over to this channel, if you're watching now on replay, good to see you, but they're watching because of me. The whole, especially when you make a channel with a name in it. So the Traveling with Russell part is about me, Russell, So when I talked with Constantine today, I talked about this a lot with him, and he just said there, just keep going, just keep doing what you're doing, and just be more consistent with posting. Keep uploading, keep posting, keep uploading. Rovan says there's a British YouTuber who lives in Vladimir. Are you familiar with him? No, I'm not. I know that there's some Australians that have a channel, or a couple of channels between them. They live in Novosibirsk, which is kind of quite a fair way from Moscow. They're also from Perth, where I'm from, but they were living in the countryside somewhere. And they're farmers, essentially, and they want to get some land and start a farm in regional Russia. I've actually messaged them on Instagram. The guy, I don't know his first name actually, and then his brother-in-law, the two of them have got channels, and neither of them reply back. So, and I don't think he's that busy that he can't reply to a fellow Australian, even if he just looked at the message and read it. And especially the way I wrote it, the fact that we're both Australian, we're both from Perth, we both have YouTube channels, we're both in Russia, and no real reply or nothing. So I don't know what to do about that kind of thing. So meeting up with Constantine has been great. I'm also friends with another guy in St. Petersburg. His channel is it Dimmer from Russia? Yeah, Dimmer from Russia. Who wants to look him up? He makes content in St. Petersburg, and I haven't met him, but we've done video calls with each other and chatted. The Constantine's the closest one. His is inside Russia. He's literally 15 minutes up the road from me. Actually, today, he said, we probably won't catch up for a couple of months now. He's traveling again this week sometime. And it's kind of like a little bit emotional because we know each other so well, and we get along just great, chatting and talking and laughing, and it was a bit weird, like saying goodbye to him today, like really good friend. So I don't know who this British YouTuber is, so maybe I can probably put Vladimir the town into YouTube and see if his channel comes up, or especially if he's got some titling that comes up with it. So can you see? Faith says, can you see who your subscribers are by name, or is it just a number? You can kind of see. Most people. I'm going to say maybe half of the subscribers you can see a name of, like the channel name, like I'm seeing here, everybody's name, and then the other half is basically hidden because people have a security setting, probably from their Google account or from their YouTube account, which is hiding their information to another channel. So you can actually see the subscriber. The subscriber list really only essentially is good. It shows you how many subscribers they've got. So a lot of people like to look at how many subscribers another subscriber has. I think my biggest one is 37,000 subscribers, but then all of the ones that are not visible, you can't see. I know, actually, funny enough, my I Like Cruise Ships channel was hidden on my own channel, on this channel, because I kind of wanted to see if it's there or not. And then I unclicked like one of the settings, and it shows it now as the subscriber count. But before that, it was never showing my own channel on there. So yeah, you can't really see. I would say probably half or more, probably more than half. Most people probably don't realize that their channel's hidden from the analytics or from the YouTube studio, it's called. So pretty much you see just a graph and a line graph of how many subscribers have joined, and like now, for instance, how many viewers there are, concurrent viewers and viewers. Even in the chat here, I can't see. If I go now to, what's it called? Participants. It only shows the participants who are typing in the chat. So actually, Faith and Rovan are the last two people who type something. And they're the only way I see two participants in the chat out of all the people that are live watching. So if people type something, so if everyone who's watching now types like the number 1 in the chat, for instance, just type the number 1 or number 2 or number 3, it'll then change the number of participants that are watching the channel. So a lot of times if you ever go on a channel and they're doing like a competition or a live drawing, a live giveaway, what they do is they take the participants list and copy that out of the channel, and then put it into some sort of like a name generator for maybe a prize giveaway. And they always tell you, type something now in the chat or say something in the chat or whatever, and you'll see how fast somebody's, especially channels with bigger amounts of people, how quick the commentary is going. So yeah, Faith, I can't really see. No. So I don't know who unsubscribes, who does subscribe. It updates a few days. It's about 2 days delayed for most of the analytics of the YouTube. So by then, some things have already passed anyway. So, thank you, Somchai. Is it Somchai? Rod Boone. That's almost sounds like a Thailand name. I guess maybe it's not, but it kind of sounds like a bit of a Thailand name. Somchai. Yeah, thanks. Well, we love your channel. Keep going. Yeah, I'll keep making videos. I mean, I'm not going to stop. I guess I was just disheartened, I guess is the right word to say. Yeah, so, I've got no more things to chat about. If anyone has anything to mention in the comments, it's a lot easier to reply back to comments. Yeah, I went today with what did I do yesterday? I didn't do anything. Oh, I stayed home most of yesterday. Oh no, we went to our friend's wake on Friday. If anyone wants to watch a good movie, by the way, we watched the movie Ambulance. Now, it is an action movie. It is a lot of shooting and machine guns and, some people dying, or mostly people car crashing, a lot of car crashes. I think maybe no one actually probably really died in the whole movie, but a lot of car crashes. But if you want to watch a good, high energy action bank robbery movie, watch the movie Ambulance. We watched this one day last week. And even my wife got into it, and she doesn't really love watching movies in English because the conversation is too fast for her to kind of listen. But she really got into it and enjoyed it, which is not too often that she enjoys the movie. So we actually started watching last night, but we fell asleep. The movie called the Bad Guys, and that's actually also like a jewelry robbery heist movie, but it's a cartoon with it's like a gang of robbers, and one's a snake, one's a shark, one's a fox, one's a tarantula. But I didn't get to the very end of the movie. So if you want to watch kind of a couple of different bank robbery style movies, Ambulance. The reason I watched Ambulance, by the way, and why I really enjoyed it is they've got some very cool drone camera footage and the drones flying around. I mean, they've always used helicopter cameras and things like that in the past, but they used essentially the best drone pilot in the world to make the drone footage. Michael Bay was the director. He's very famous for action movies, and he wanted the best drone pilot in the whole world, no question. And he got that guy in conjunction with a film company that basically had the cameras on drones. But insane footage. If you watch that. Yuru says, can you tell us about the private butcher shops in Russia? Prices and different cuts. How is the meat in Russia? Yeah, so there's pretty much, okay, you can go to supermarkets and buy meat, Lenta to Globus, where we went today to Ashan. Pretty much most, I'm going to say, okay, you can buy in the supermarkets, no worries. But very typically, a lot of people have a local butcher where they live. We buy pretty much just pork from there, pork chops or pork loins. My wife buys a lot of beef because she makes a lot of soups. And actually, the butcher kind of cuts it up how she likes it. We do even like pork in the oven, where we do roast pork in the oven. I don't know much about different cuts and things like that. I know the meat's very nice. The shashlik we had at our friend's yesterday was very nice. The pork, it was like pork cubes. So a lot of the butchers will prepare the shashlik meat, so they'll put it in marinades or in kind of sort of a sauce or in a, herbs and spices kind of mixes. So yeah, I don't know about the cuts. Price, I mean, for me, it's very reasonably priced. I mean, it's gone up a few rubles in the last few months. Pretty much everything is sourced in Russia, so it's not imported. You can go to nicer, well, not necessarily butchers, but like Miratok is a supermarket where they've got different imported meats, but they're just stupidly expensive. But pretty much, especially the local butcher shops tend to have all the pretty much fresh cut meats, pretty much the same day. I would imagine mostly all the same day. The one we go to at the train station here, there's it's called a Rinok, which is basically like a market. So there's, I don't know, 7 or 8 small little kiosks with butchers, and then there's a lady that's got eggs. There's 3 or 4 with cheeses, with cured meats, with fish. One lady just has chicken. Then there's fruit and vegetable ones. Then there's one with cakes. It's a very nice place. And, you're always, when you go to the butchers or the butcher guy there, you're always seeing one of the other butchers carrying in a piece of meat of some kind, like a big thing to cut up. My wife, that was pretty much the only thing she ever used to do living in Russia was go to a local butcher's. And in Australia, we'd pretty much just go to the local supermarket, Coles or Woolies. I was working at Coles as a merchandiser there, and I'd always get all the specials and the markdowns working there. So we didn't really go to a butcher's too much because we'd get cheap stuff at the supermarket, Coles, and I was working at Woolies doing refitting as well and merchandising. So I didn't really go to a butcher's, but where we were living in Rockingham by the foreshore, there was a butcher there that my wife found, and the guy had the best chicken wings in the whole. He did marinated chicken wings, and they were just amazing, these chicken wings. And actually, my wife and my mum goes to that same butcher and buys sausages, like homemade, where he makes his own sausages. And he, my wife started going there, and she just felt a bit more at home, more like Russia, where you go to the butcher and buy your meats. And actually, even today, she bought mincemeat to make pasta, to make the bolognese sauce. Oh, Gary, how's it going? Oh, and super chat as well. Thank you, Gary, for your train trip. Yes, actually, when I was with Konstantin today inside Russia, actually, I didn't mention it to him. I'm almost certain he wouldn't want to do it. The Trans-Siberian railway trip. I was thinking tomorrow if I go into Moscow, I was going to take the train. Actually, I've not walked down. It's a bit further to walk to the train station to catch the train into Moscow than it is to walk to the bus stop. So I was thinking of catching the train tomorrow. Actually, not going to Vladivostok, but just to go to Moscow. It's actually so much nicer just to sit on a train, and you're not, especially when I catch the bus a lot here. It's always full. Sometimes you get on and you've got to stand up. The bus trip I took today to get to Konstantin's house, I had to stand up the whole way. And whereas the train, there's always a seat. You don't have to think about anything. You're not looking out the window. You're not holding on to the handrails. Yeah, thank you, Gary. Yeah, just got home. Sorry I missed your live stream. Take care. Thank you, Gary. Yeah, sorry about the bad timing as usual. I think you know by now I'm not the best at this. I should have really kind of put this up when I was out today with Constantine. I did mention I kind of mentioned I might do a live stream, but I wasn't sure. So thank you again for the super chat. 10, I think that's euros, is your currency in Germany, right? So Gary's in Germany, everybody. So yeah, Doomsday Tonight says, is there cable TV in Moscow, Russia with Western channels? You can get cable TV with Western channels. The TV that we have is the free-to-air ones, but we have about 40 or 50 channels. I don't know exactly. I think it's about 40 or 50, and we're not paying additional for that. That's basically just plugging in the antenna into the wall here, and I'm not sure how it works, but no channels that we've got is in English. Everything is in Russian, but the channels we've got, so there's a lot of sport channels, comedy channels, travel channels, history channels, movie channels. We pretty much, when we switch the TV on here, we watch either the comedy. They've got a lot of like stand-up skit comedy shows, where they do it in front of a live audience. So we watch those, and then just movie channels. We rarely put the news on here because with the TV here, it's all basically state-controlled or government-controlled channels. So any news is basically what the government's telling you, if that makes sense, versus it being free-to-air or public news. I don't know how to get the wording out for that, but yeah. So you can pay. Actually, our internet, or Wi-Fi, broadband, I guess Wi-Fi. They do have a package. It's 450 rubles. I think it's for like 90 more channels. So it's about $8 or $9 for a month for the subscription. I guess that would be considered cable television, but it's basically over Wi-Fi. So it's not a set-top box that you use. You can get set-top boxes here, but we never got one. So in this apartment that we lived in, and then our other apartment further down the road here, we've never had it because we just don't use the TV enough. But I'm pretty sure with the cable TV, that with those other channels, that some of them would be in English. But pretty much for anything English news that I get it either through YouTube. So I watch ABC Australia. They've got a live streaming channel for news. You can get any American, like ABC, NBC, CBS kind of channels on through YouTube as well. So there's plenty of news options in English on YouTube. I also go through a VPN, which then lets me connect to watch sport channels. So I can watch pretty much any sport that I want in English. So this morning I watched some football. Actually, I was going to watch, after this live stream finishes, I'm going to watch some golf. Now being Sunday, it's the last round of the golf tournament for the weekend. Pretty much any sporting event, so Formula One, any soccer, football, rugby, you can watch. I watched last night car racing. Yeah, I watch anything. There's an expression that Australians will bet on two flies climbing up a wall. So in terms of gambling on sporting events, we'd actually bet on two flies climbing up a wall. So, oh, you're welcome, Doomsday. No worries for the answers. I don't mind to answer anything. I'll tend to give you the longer answer. Maybe that's good and bad. And I'll be as absolutely honest as I can about things. I'd honestly, just talking about TV, I would love to have more English channels on the TV in the lounge room. In Australia, that was a big thing. We have they have the sofa in front of the TV. And I tend to sit here and watch TV via the computer here. I've got basically dual screens and then my laptop in the middle. So I'll basically put TV shows on the computer screen. It's 32-inch, the two different screens. And I'll just sit here and watch TV in the kitchen. It's not as comfortable as on a sofa, but I should really, just behind here, we've got, if I move the table, we've got a sofa here. That's a sofa bed. And I could probably pull that out and sit and watch TV here. And okay, it's not big TV. In Australia, we had nice 75-inch television in our lounge room. This nice TV. My mum and dad have got it now. They inherited it when I left and came to Russia. So my mum was very happy. She inherited my TV. The way they do it is, as you get a new TV, the next one gets demoted. So one goes to the bedroom, one goes to the spare room, then one goes to maybe like a family member. So they've kind of updated their TV now, thanks to me. So, Gary says taking a cruise on a small ship around Norway in June. Wow. Yeah, there's what's the name of the cruise line? Oh my gosh. There is a couple of I follow one of the channels on one of the groups on Facebook. I'm just going to look it up now. I don't think it'll come up. Maybe. Sure, it won't. Norwegian Fjords Cruises. It's there are only small ships that do it too, like literally very small. MSC, Fred Olsen, Aida, Viking, Aida, Silver Seas, Holland America. Oh my gosh, it's like very small. And one's called Maud, MAUD, Maud. I can't open Facebook while I've got this on because it's through VPN to look up this Facebook group that I'm part of. But they post phenomenal photos of these cruises around Norway and this Baltic region, I guess you would call it. Norway, Northern Lights. Oh, Svaganga. Wow, these are really names I can't pronounce. Svaganga, Tromso. Wow. Oh, look at these. There's some of the big cruise ships going up there as well. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, Hurtigen. Is it Hurtigen? Hurtigruten. Wow, I'm really butchering the name. Sorry, Gary. Is that the one? Hurtigruten? What to expect? Always get cookies. Yeah, these are the ones right here. Sorry, I'm looking at a website that's got them. I should share this. Yeah, this is Hurtigruten. I think this is the one that I follow. Have a look at the Northern Lights, and they've got these smaller boats. I think they only have like maybe 100 or 700 euros, 800 euros cruises. Wow, look at these photos. Sorry, everybody. That's just insane. I'm sure that's exactly like that too. Watch the Northern Lights from the deck. How is that for a photo? Well, these are based in London, these guys. Hurtigen Group, Hurtigen Foundation. Press. Oh, there's even jobs. Expedition cruises. Oh, Norway cruises. Let's click that one. Yeah, look at these places. My gosh. These don't even look believable. I know they are. Yeah, MS Fram. There you go. MS Maud. 22 days, 15-day cruises. My gosh, crazy. Wow. Sorry, everyone. I just thought I'd look that up because it's very interesting. And I couldn't remember the name of it. So, all right. Where are we at? Oh, and 28 likes. Thanks, everybody, for the likes. I like not many people on board and share trips. You can go and get a job there. Yeah. I don't know what for the careers. I don't know if they. I pretty much just do the retail side of working on ships. So I'm not sure what kind of if they have a shop on board. Those smaller boats, or I would call it a boat versus a ship. So I am gonna email my company and ask about some ships in Europe. Maybe they've got some sort of shorter contract that I can do for a few months, or I don't really want to go for 7 or 8 months on a contract now. I really want to do something a bit shorter. And if I could maybe go and do something either where they're building the ships and go to the shipyard and bring a ship out, that would be something that I could possibly work on. I do keep meaning to send a very nice email to them. I've just not got around to it. So I've kind of just been happy here for now. now that I've got my visa for Russia and my essentially my it's temporary residency they call it, but it's leads to residency. So it's 3 years plus 3 years that you can get. I like not many people on board. Yeah, they do the they do the small high class stores. Yeah, I had a friend who was working on. Oh God, sorry. She was working on Radisson Seven Seas. Was it Radisson? Not Radisson that we know. It's Seven Seas Navigator, Seven Seas Voyager, and that was basically there's only 2 of them that worked in the shops, and they had a shop each, and then quite often they'd have one closed and then quite a lot of the time when she was closed, they would just call her to come and open the shop for someone to come and buy something. They had like a small, kind of like a boutique shop with very luxurious, clothing brands and things like that. Definitely not like the carnival ships where they've got the souvenirs. And I remember my friend also works on the French La Boreale. La Boreale, I think is that the name of the cruise line? La Boreale. Yeah, cruise. What's the name of the cruise line? Poignant. Commissioned by Champiani du Poignant. He works on one of these luxury boats. Let me show you this. Oops, where is it? This one right here. Yeah, these are the luxury small boats that he works on. These are beautiful ships. Honestly, I went on board in Progreso, Mexico, when it was doing a Yucatan itinerary around Mexican stops, and it's a bit hard to see here, but they've got a back deck here that comes down, and we were up on this back pool deck. Actually, that's not. Was it La Boreale? Which one was he on? But it had like a pool at the end of the back of the boat, and it was just amazing. Like we went for a walk. Of course, I went for a walk around with him. He's the chief purser on board, or the accountant or chief accountant on board. And when I went to walk up the gangway there, I'm like, I'm pretty sure I know someone working on this ship. Can you see if he's on board? And he was. And the guy's like, oh, you can just go for a walk around and come back. Like there was literally, I think it had 100 guests on the whole boat. So it would essentially be about 50 50 couples if they go in twos. Yeah, these boats were beautiful. Actually, you can just see they've got that back deck on the boat right there. Yeah, I don't know where he is now. I'm pretty sure maybe he's somewhere in Europe on one of these boats at the moment. So, whoops. Oi, let's close that. There we go. Sorry. Yeah, it's very neat. Oh, where are we now? Yeah, the small. I mean, would I kind of enjoy working on it? Probably would be a bit too quiet for me. I'm used to. I mean, actually, the ship I was on was fourth. We were docked next to it in Progresso, and our ship had 4,000, like 100 guests, and that boat next to us, it had less than 100 on that voyage that I went on board to go for a walk around with my friend, and I was telling people later on, I'm like, yeah, I went on. You saw that boat next to us, I went on board it, and my friend was telling me that a lot of the guests there just paying cash for everything, and they literally just bring like suitcases or briefcases of money on board, and they'll come in and say, oh, we want to book another cruise, can we just stay on board, and I'll just pay now for it in cash. Or there's a small boutique shop there, and they had Swarovski binoculars. So because the ship does expedition cruising, actually probably a good tip for you, Gary, is bring some binoculars with you on your cruise. Absolutely bring binoculars. And they had Swarovski binoculars in there, and they're typically probably somewhere between $500 and $1,000 for a set of smaller binoculars, versus buying something that may be $100 or $200 maybe at the outside. And that's just the difference of the products they had in that shop. And then I remember on the other ship that my friend worked on Seven Seas, they had Paul and Shark was the brand of the clothing, like the men's polos and things like that. And they had shorts, like deck shorts. So very nice. Thank you everybody for watching. If you're still watching the stream live, again, thanks for the 28 likes. Thank you very much. I do ask as well at the end of the video, once it ends, if anyone can possibly put a thumbs up later on the video, or maybe a comment in the comment section of the video. That would be very nice or very helpful for the algorithm of the channel. If you're not a subscriber already, think about subscribing. I want to get over this hump of this. Well, I think it's 3,200 subscribers. If I can find the link now to it. Your channel. What are we on? I think we're on 32. Now, oh, look, it's gone under 32. It's 3,197 subscribers. It's going down. What? No. Actually, yesterday we gained 12 subscribers. On Friday we lost 6. On Thursday we gained 35. So Saturday, which was yesterday, we gained 12. We won't see today's until another day delayed after this. So I don't know what to say. We've got plenty of nice viewers today so far. So hopefully, if anyone hasn't watched any of the last couple of videos, sorry, I'm just looking at the screen. That's probably why it went very crazy white there. Yeah, the last video, the L'Occitane one had 1,300 views. So it's kind of tracking about where the last lot of videos has been done. So, yeah, look at that. We had 42 likes on the photo of Constantine and I that I posted today. That was literally the only photo I took of our whole day out. So I kind of feel, I don't know, I feel bad I didn't film more things, but I didn't really want to. So I was happy what I did walking around with Constantine. Where are we? Let's go back to this one right here. Sorry, I just pressed the right button. Oops. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Doomsday. Have a good night. Yeah, if you're leaving, or I'm not quite leaving yet, I don't think, but I hope you've enjoyed the chat and the friendly chat. Gary's going on Silver Seas. Oh, wow. This is beautiful cruise line. This is, you'll enjoy. This is another level, these Silver Seas, compared to the cruise ships I've been working on. I mean, I'm going to say Carnival Horizon was a brand new ship that I brought out from the shipyard in Italy. Going on a new ship, it's very different to going on an older ship, which, it shows sign of wear and tear and carpets and curtains, things like that. But Silver Seas is another level altogether. So if you have a spare room in your cabin, what would you call it? A spare bed in your cabin, I can join you if you have a spare bed. I don't think maybe your your family will enjoy me coming, but I do know one person on Silver Seas. He's actually, is he Croatian? He was he was doing the future cruises on board. So he's the one that's, if you want to rebook another cruise or book another Silver Seas cruise, they've got essentially a travel agent, if you like, and they help you book future cruises. And he works on one of the Silver Sea ships. The Silver Moon. I don't know the names of them. Silver Moon was one of them. This is me without me Googling things, everybody. So yeah, Silver Moon, Silver Explorer, Silver Dawn, Silver Cloud. Yeah, Silver Moon's the newest one. That was the year before last. So you're gonna properly enjoy that cruise. Should I book you an outer cabin? I'd sleep in the engine room. I'd sleep in one of the crew cabins if I could get on board Silver Seas. That La Poignant ship there where my friend was working. I have a lot of friends who I've worked with on other cruise lines and have gone over to these cruise lines. So, and I keep saying to him, I'll come on board and cruise with him. And he said, yeah, just name the time and place and wherever we are sailing. When I went on board in Mexico with him just for that afternoon, I kind of felt underdressed walking around. So, I don't really need balcony cabin, but I think on isn't it not true that on Silver Seas that all cabins are outside cabins? I'm almost certain they don't have inside cabins on Silver Seas, if I'm not mistaken. I've got the visa to fly in and out of Russia now, so I can kind of join you. Maybe an alternative to the train. Yeah, it would be a nice alternative to the train. You know what? I've wanted to still do that trip, the Trans-Siberian, for a lot of years. I mean, not just now that I can easily do it or could easily do it, but I've wanted to do it for quite a lot of years before now. I just now realize it's much more accessible, and I'd feel far more comfortable doing it now, just knowing how Russia is and the idiosyncrasies of living here and the quirks of living here. So yeah, the super chat would have to be that would have to be, I'd have to do like a GoFundMe page to do a Silver Seas cruise, I think. Actually, I don't know if anyone follows or reads some of the comments on my videos, but Johnny FD replied to one of my videos about the McDonald's. And one of his videos, he didn't mention me, but he brought it up that another YouTuber went to McDonald's in Russia because they're closed in Ukraine where he is, or he was. He's left now. So yeah, that's my biggest YouTuber's reply. He has like 250,000 subscribers. How about Orient Express? Yes, they many years ago they had the this is a lot of years ago now. They actually had like the perfect trip. So you do the Concorde. I think how it went now. What was it? You do the QE2. Now it's the Queen Mary 2 that does London, New York. You do the QE2, or now Queen Mary. Then you do the Orient Express. Oh, you do the Orient Express first, then the QE2. Then you'd take the Concorde and fly home on the Concorde. And that was your 3 kind of ultimate indulgences in travel, was to do the Orient Express, the QE2, and the Concorde. Now, obviously, the Concorde is no longer around. The QE2. QE2 is actually docked in Dubai as a floating hotel. I think they just recently got bought out by another hotel chain, I believe. And it's basically a hotel. Actually, a lot of people are kind of upset because in order for them to convert it to a permanent floating hotel, they had to remove some of the fixtures. And people are upset that they've actually removed some of the lifeboats and some of the davits on the side of the ship, just to basically take the weight off the ship while it's basically permanently docked. It's docked in Dubai, somewhere in Dubai. I've seen photos and videos of it. And there's actually the one in the SS. No, what's the one that's in Los Angeles, in San Pedro? There's one of the ships there as well that you can. It's a floating hotel as well. All right, everybody. I think I'm going to wrap it up. I think so, because we've had a nice stream. We've had a good amount of viewers watching the video or watching tonight's live stream. I think I might just do it as a Sunday night thing. I think maybe Saturday night or Sunday night live stream. I think it works out best. And then if I do one during the midweek, then I guess we'll have to have a good reason to come up with something to talk about. So thank you, everybody, for watching. I'll go through a few. So we got thank you for all the likes. So thank you again. We got 30 likes. That's phenomenal. Especially now we're kind of running a little bit lower on viewers. Thank you to Gary, our moderator. He's also a channel member as well. And also for the super chat. Thank you, Gary, for that as well. I guess, like you say, it's for my train fund. Yeah, it's going to need to build up a little bit more to get there, but thank you for anybody that did some commenting. Doomsday, Yuru, Somchai, Faith, Good Leo, Janice, Roman. I'm going to miss somebody. I'm sorry. A+ Russian, Salik. Yeah, Rovan, Janice, Vladimir. So yeah, thank you, everybody. Yeah, I'll say goodnight to Jan a little bit after this. She might be well and truly sleeping by now. So she came in a little bit earlier and then popped back into bed. So thanks, everybody, for watching Traveling with Russell. Hopefully in the next couple of days. Chai Lover. That's a nice channel name. Actually, when we were out today with Konstantin inside Russia, he bought some tea or some chai. He's a big tea drinker, and we did actually look in the supermarket, and he wasn't happy with anything in that supermarket, which I understand. Entire aisle of tea, and he still didn't find something. But he went to like a kiosk that had like separate teas, and he bought one Sri Lankan tea. Chai Lover, nice. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching Traveling with Russell. Thanks for the thumbs ups, super chats, comments. I really appreciate it. Hopefully in the next couple of days, we'll be back on track posting new videos. So yeah, if you're watching right to the very end, I appreciate. Post a comment underneath the video once it comes out, or a thumbs up. And yeah, Thanks, everybody. I'm going to end the broadcast right here, and I'll see you in another live stream. Bye, everybody. Bye.